Juan Mendez Scott's Pool Party. Chapter 13. A faint, ghostly sob. June's oppressive heat clung to the house, seeping through the walls and settling like a heavy blanket over everything. The hum of the air conditioner was a distant murmur, doing little to cut through the sweltering night. My parents were out of town, leaving the house eerily quiet and me alone with my thoughts. Jenna was upstairs, asleep in my bed, the only company I had. I was supposed to feel at ease, but the silence was suffocating. I sat on the couch, the glow of the TV casting flickering shadows across the room. The horror movie on the screen was a poor distraction, its jump scares doing nothing to jolt me from the deepening dread that gnawed at my insides. Leona's ghost had been haunting me, appearing in fleeting glimpses, her voice whispering accusations in the dead of night. My fear was a constant companion, growing stronger with each passing day. The faint sound of static crackled from the TV, drawing me back to the present. I shook my head, trying to shake off the unease. "This is ridiculous," I muttered, pushing myself off the couch. I needed a beer, something to calm my nerves. I padded downstairs to the kitchen, the cool tiles a welcome contrast to the heat. As I reached the fridge, the sound of soft, ghostly sobs filled the air. My heart pounded, my pulse racing as I swung the fridge door open, the bright light casting long shadows. I grabbed a beer, the cold bottle slick in my trembling hand. "Ace!" a voice whispered, barely more than a breath. I spun around, the bottle slipping from my grasp and shattering on the floor. There she was, Leona, standing in the doorway, her eyes filled with sorrow and anger. Her apparition flickered like a faulty light bulb, but her presence was undeniable. "Leona," I croaked, my throat dry. "What do you want?" "You know what I want," she said, her voice echoing in the small kitchen. "Why did you do it, Ace? Why did you kill me?" "I didn't mean to. I told you that before," I whispered, my voice shaking. "It was an accident. I never wanted this shit to happen." Her expression softened for a moment, then hardened again. "You have to pay for what you did. You can't escape this." "I know," I said, tears clouding my eyes. "I'm sorry, Leona. I'm so sorry." She took a step forward, her form wavering, and then she was gone. The kitchen was silent again, the only sound the faint hum of the fridge. I sank to the floor, the pressure of my guilt crushing me. Footsteps pounded down the stairs, and Jenna burst into the kitchen, her eyes wide with concern. "Ace, what happened?" I heard a crash. "It's nothing," I said, wiping my face with the back of my hand. "Just dropped a bottle." Jenna's gaze softened as she knelt beside me, her hand on my shoulder. No, something's wrong with you. You're not okay. Are you?" I shook my head, my voice barely more than a whisper. "No, I'm not. Leona, I keep seeing her, hearing her. She's haunting me, Jenna. I can't take this shit anymore." Jenna frowned, her eyes searching mine. "What can we do? How can we make this stop? You tell me." "I don't know," I said, my voice cracking. "I don't know how to fix this." Jenna squeezed my shoulder, her voice steady. "We'll figure it out together, Ace. We need to find a way to help you let go of this guilt that you had something to do with her death. Maybe we can talk to someone, get some help." "Like who?" I asked, desperation creeping into my voice. "Who could help me with something like this?" "A therapist, maybe," Jenna suggested. "Someone who can help you work through your feelings." I sighed, the idea both a relief and a burden. "You really think so?" "It's worth a try," she said, filled with quiet determination. "We can't keep going like this." I nodded, the hopelessness lifting just a fraction. "Okay, we'll try." As we cleaned up the broken glass, the sense of impending doom hung over us. What if this didn't work? What if I was beyond help? The fear gnawed at me, a constant, insidious presence. "What if it doesn't work, Jenna?" I asked. "What if I can't move on from this?" Jenna paused, her gaze steady. "Then we keep trying. We'll find a way, Ace. I promise." Her words were a lifeline, a fragile hope in the darkness. But deep down, the doubt remained. The ghost of Leona's presence was a haunting reminder of my guilt, a shadow that I couldn't escape. As the night wore on, I found myself on edge, every creak and groan of the house sending my heart racing. The smell of the beer and the faint metallic tang of blood from a cut on my hand mixed with the warm summer air, making me feel lightheaded. And then, I heard it, a faint, ghostly sob from the direction of the living room. My blood ran cold like the beer I was holding, and I turned slowly, the fear gripping me like a vice. Leona stood there, her eyes filled with sorrow and accusation. "You can't escape this, Ace," she whispered. "You have to face what you did." The power of her words settled over me, and I knew she was right. I couldn't run from this any longer. The path ahead was uncertain, charged with danger and doubt. But with Jenna by my side, maybe, just maybe, I could find a way to move forward. The night was far from over, and the journey ahead was terrifying. But as the first light of dawn began to creep through the windows, I felt a glimmer of hope. The storm inside me was still raging, but with each step, I was closer to finding my way out of the darkness.